Okay,
Yeah, so is there anything else that we should know about prayer?
Right. I'm glad you asked. Glad you asked. Now, this is really the meat of the process of prayer. So we spoke about, praying and thanking God for the stage that you're at. We spoke about praying for the Holy Spirit to reveal truth to you and to lead you and to guide you through all the entire process.
Yeah.
We also spoke about praying for the prospective potential person.
Yes.
And then we just spoke about forming a prayer club, as it were, with people of a similar ilk or similar process. And now I want to talk about actually praying for what you want. You identified this earlier, praying for what you want.
Yes.
And I like the story told in Genesis 24 of the servant who was looking for a wife for Isaac. And the whole process is just such a beautiful process. And just what I want to comb out of it right now is the fact that Abraham was very clear. He was pellucidly clear about what he want and who he want and the type of person he wanted for a wife for his son. Okay. And one condition, the main condition, was that he didn't want a Canaanite woman. He wanted a woman of his descendant, of his family, of his heritage.
Right.
Now, he sent off the servant. The servant traveled and came to a well, and there was a beautiful prayer. It's a beautiful prayer that the servant enumerated specific qualities that he would be looking for in a woman. And what is even more interested, the servant asks for I'll take that back in. What is even more interesting, the servant asks for a sign.
Okay.
Or, for a sign of some kind of indication that this person is the right person. So he enumerated certain qualities and he asked for a sign. And I'm saying, if you want something, go to God and tell God what you would like and why you would like that. And ask him to either sanction it or reveal to you whether or not these qualities are the best qualities to have, or if you're leaving out something, or if you need to shift or whatever the case. But be very clear about what you want. God is not afraid. I mean, it's as if you have a child and the child comes to you and tell you, well, look, I want this, and that. And you sit down and discuss and say, oh, that is good, that is all right, but perhaps you need to revise this.
Okay.
These are the consequences, or maybe the results of making this choice or option, choosing this option.
So what kind of qualities are we talking about? Because I guess most people will be like, I want to look for a partner, as a woman. What are the kind of qualities you're aiming for? Okay, it's not the tall, dark and handsome, which we passed before. We talked about that. We said no, we're passing on that. We're actually looking for greater, deeper qualities. What kind of qualities are we looking for?
Well, I'll be touching on this in a lot more detail in the last P in terms of preparation.
Right.
However, but let me say here that there is nothing wrong with you being attracted to a particular physique, whether it's tall, dark, and handsome. There's nothing wrong with that, because we're human beings. We have certain tastes. There's some people who like the curvy person. Some people like tall people. Some people like strong, muscular guys. Some people like slender people. We all have different tastes, and there is nothing wrong in having a preference or a certain desire, and there's nothing wrong in talking to God about that. But that shouldn't be the only thing, if you get me.
So let's get to what are the qualities outside of those, because I would say those are quite superficial.
Well, those are physical qualities.
Because that doesn't necessarily mean that the person who comes to you will come in that package.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I'm talking to God, are there more qualities I should be asking about?
Yes, the Bible is very clear. Right. The Bible is very clear. If you read 1 Corinthians 13.
Okay.
1 Corinthians 13 is dubbed the love chapter of the Bible.
It is? Okay.
Yes, it's what love is. And you'll be looking for someone with obviously a Christian, that goes without saying. You'll be looking for someone with the qualities that are enumerated in 1 Corinthians 13. And some of them, as from the top of my head, you'll be looking for someone who is patient,
Right.
who's kind, who is who's not a jealous person, who don't hold things against you. And it says, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not love, and become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. So even if you have the gift of the gab and you don't have love, you're just empty. You're just empty. And though you have the gift of prophecy, so some people could be very talented, extremely talented, but they're not really. You can't use talents as any marker. So there are guys who could really preach good, and some women just go for those guys. But beyond that gift, beyond that talent, you need to be careful. Even though they're wise, they understand everything, they're intellectual, and they have all knowledge, so that they have long list of letters behind their names, their PhD, MAs. No, that's not what you're looking for. Now, let me tell you what you should be looking for. Verse 4, charity or love suffers long, so is very patient.
Right.
And it is kind. It envieth not. It's not jealous. There's people are in relationship and they're jealous because you're successful and they are not. It's not jealous. It's not proud and puffed up and arrogant. There's some really arrogant people. It does not behave itself unseemly. So it doesn't really. A person that you're looking for is not someone who will just act stupid or just try to be the center of attention all the time. It's not selfish, does not seek his own or her own, and it's not easily provoked. That is, they don't have anger management issues.
Okay.
And they don't think evil. There's some people who they think the worst. They're always thinking the worst of everything, Unto the pure, all things are pure. Unto the impure, all things are impure. So you don't want that type of a person. They don't rejoice in iniquity. So when you sin or fall or make a mistakes, they don't gloat over it.
Yeah.
But rejoice in the truth. Again, beareth all things. So they are patient, they're calm, they tolerate. That's the word I'm looking for. And they believe all things, so they have faith that things are going to turn out all right. They hope all things, so things are going to be, they're very positive, and they endure all things.
Okay.
Right? So a person who can endure hardship, challenges, life throws up a lot of different things. Yeah. These are the qualities that you will be looking for in that person.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful, because I think people overlook that chapter.
Yeah.
It says so much. It really does explain what you could be looking for in a person. And I think you can relate it to, today's world, in that you are looking for that. And I think they're very special qualities, and they're rare qualities.
Very rare qualities. That you
not everybody has it. Some people has some and not the other. And sometimes we get drawn in by some of the aspects. You think, okay, if someone's very confident and they seem to have a lot of pride about what they do, actually that's the greatest person. But it's to find the balance. Do they have that tolerance and the patience and
looking out for you?
Can they look out for you? Do they have your back?
Yes,
really important.
So there we have it. That's how you should pray. Remember to pray that, and thank God for where you're at, for the stage. Be comfortable. Gratitude.
Yeah.
Pray for the Holy Spirit to lead you and guide you and teach you. Pray for the other person, and have a group support, a prayer group for this particular mission that you're on. And finally, be clear about what you want and talk to God. Identify these qualities, and that's the second P. Sorry, that's the second prayer that you should pray. In the next program, the next part, which will be part 4, we'll be looking at how to pursue a marriage. You won't want to miss that. See you then. Ebony, thank you for being with us. And I'm looking forward to talking about how to pursue marriage with a passion.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to hearing.